Hi, it's Robyn Hobbs here from Prix Fashion and Consulting. So right now you're in our little boutique, and we also have an online store. So for those of you who don't know what Prix is, we are a pre-loved and new fashion clothing company here, and we select items from around the world and we bring them back. And so we do clothing, shoes, accessories, light outerwear, and we take requests to kind of look for specific items that clients have in mind. We do everything from casual clothing to special events, work attire, and anything in between. So in store you can have a personal stylist help you for free if you have requests, or to help you guide through the store, because everything's one of a kind and it's unique, so sometimes it's hard to envision what clothing pieces can go with what outfits, or how to accessorize for specific events. So the vision of Prix started out about 3 years ago, where I wanted to help women look good, wear high quality clothing with designer labels, and not have to pay a price that would take a huge dent in your wallet. I started as a student. I still am a student. I'm a master's student right now, and I understood that there's a need for special events that are happening and transitioning from high school to college or university life, and then young professional life. So you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you still need to overhaul your wardrobe. And over time, the international aspect definitely became a larger role within the Prix, and I love that it's green enterprise and social entrepreneurship. So what that means is there's a sustainability aspect of pre-loved clothing, so we're recycling unwanted clothing and creating a new purpose. As well, for the new items that are purchased, we try to buy them from local vendors, and especially around the world, so we're helping other entrepreneurs and at the local scale, small scale, instead of the large corporations. So how does this influence my marketing? Well, I want it to be real people. So I love when my clients give me feedback and I ask if I can share that on social media, and they share on social media. So it shows real women and leading their real lives. And so we try to use that in images and testimonials, and as well as even little promotional handouts that you'll see at the event. So there's real girls modeling real outfits from our store. So it's very attainable. It's the girl next door, but you get that fun fashion edge. And then, so I started this in my last year of my undergraduate degree. I started in the summer, and it worked out in a couple ways. So I'd seen a TED Talks video about passion, and it went along the lines of, you have a relatively short life, and you have 20 interests but one passion. So why would you waste your life on an interest and not your passion? So I started thinking about, what am I good at and what do people value that I'm good at? So that's where you can make your money. And from there, I started realizing when I was shopping, I would find items such as, one that sticks in my mind is a Michael Kors trench coat that didn't fit me, but I knew would look amazing on someone else. And then I started to realize that I had an opportunity to make people look great, and I had a way to make a profit. So I took this path because the summer job that I had working in retail, they really reduced my hours. And at that point, most of the summer jobs had been filled. So I thought, I have enough money in my account right now to get through the summer. And then I thought, I'll bootstrap my way up. So if you don't know what bootstrapping is, I just put a little bit of the money that I had, bought a couple items, sold them, made money, put the money back in. So I kept building my way up to be able to have a larger inventory, have the website that I have now, have the tags and every other aspect of supplies and infrastructure for a business that I needed. And my motivation definitely stemmed from, when I started it, I was terrified that I would fail. When I started my Facebook page, I thought, everyone I invite, if it doesn't work out, will see that I failed. So first of all, my motivation was not to fail. And second of all, it's intrinsically rewarding when you get that really very blissfully happy client and you realize that you're helping them feel better by your skill set. So it continued to just be a little bit of success and a little bit of fear, and then eventually it just became, I wasn't afraid anymore, but now I just wanted to build this business because it was my baby and I wanted to see it flourish. And then I've always had the question, how do you balance school and work? And I mean, it's always an ongoing challenge, the work-life balance concept. I don't think you'll always be perfectly balanced, but it's important to reevaluate every so often where your priorities are. You know, special events with family and friends, those definitely need to be at the top of your priority. But then sometimes there are accommodations you have to make for owning your own business. And for me, I'm a sole proprietor. If you have a partnership, that might be different because maybe there could be more give and take. But it's always a priority of mine to make sure I'm seeing my friends, that my family feels like I'm spending time with them as well. Sometimes you can get them involved in both. So recently, Prix was involved in 3 charitable fashion shows. So it was a great way for me to have Prix out in the community giving back through philanthropy endeavors as well. I could invite my family and friends to see Prix up there, but I got to sit in the crowd with them and experience an event with them. So that was a really great way to continue work-life balance and try to continue to weave my life and my work together, but still being able to turn my phone off at night when I go to sleep and to give myself at least a day off on the weekend. And so my passion for fashion has really been with me all along. I think my mom says when I was a baby I used to hate getting having to be in casual clothes and play outside in the mud. I would cry. I loved getting dressed up in dresses, and I always loved dancing. So I feel like you still want to be comfortable, but you want to look good. And then in elementary school, back in the day, Le Chateau had Junior Girl. And I don't know if you remember, but it was for the teenage girls that wanted to dress like the adults did at Le Chateau. And I know for me, the day I finally could fit into those clothes was so exciting for me. I loved wearing those chunky black boot heels to school, which are kind of coming back now in a different way. And it was so much fun to just experiment with clothing. I remember in high school, I loved to dress up, but my peers sometimes would question, are you wearing your mom's clothes? Why are you so dressed up? Who wears lipstick? And so I had to kind of figure out who I was and what I wanted to be. And then when I came to university, that was kind of the pivotal moment where I am me, I want to do what I want to express myself, and whoever I meet and accepts that, great, then that's perfect. And so I started shopping secondhand because I had to pay my way through university on my own. So that was the way to look good and not have to break the bank. So I started putting together fun outfits with unique pieces, obviously, because they're one of a kind, and friends started noticing. And then they wanted me to help them. And then that's pretty much how my clientele grew for Prix before I had a business. So the way that I market to my audience is heavily through word of mouth. I know I like the idea that Pinterest, when it originally started, was invite. So that your friends had to invite you, which is a really great way to create a strong connection between a business and clientele, because the best marketing is when someone that they trust is telling them this is a great product, you should experience the service, whatever your business is. So I've definitely promoted myself through every social media channel. I'm on Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I have a blog, an unedited, authentic YouTube channel, and a website, obviously. And there's definitely literature that shows people are more open to marketing on Twitter and Instagram. So when you can definitely utilize those, they're free. They're great ways to show off your product, and people can engage with it instantly. And so I'm trying to start expanding into print, so posters around high traffic areas of my target market. However, because I'm still a student, there's only so many clients I can handle at a time to be able to still finish my master's thesis. And the challenges I've definitely experienced with marketing is that it can get expensive, and as a sole proprietor and still bootstrapping my way while I'm in school, I can't invest as heavily into the marketing as I would like, because again, it's a trade-off of less supply, but then I'd have increased clients, so it's kind of finding the middle ground between that. And in the future, the marketing aspect, my clients love when I'm traveling, so I need to start being able to have my part-time employee come in while I'm gone and continue to do social media posts with items that are in the store, such as the outfits of the day that I put together. So while I'm still sourcing new material, the marketing can still go, because there are shared moments of my trip, but not so much the clothing that I'm purchasing. So that's something I really need to work on. And relationship with the public, I mean, it's hard to make time to do everything. There's things you're going to have to pick to do and things, unfortunately, you have to miss out. Like, unfortunately, I can't be here with you guys tonight because I already had a prior engagement. And it's really great to be able to be relatable with your clients. I know that Prix is here for the happiness of my clients. Businesses forget that they can't thrive without clients, and the whole reason why they're business is because of the clients. And Prix has really tried to strengthen that by having little thank you chocolates and free gift wrapping for the men or women that come in here shopping for the women in their lives. We have a fashion exchange trunk, so every $25 you spend, you can pick a free item out. So there are really ways to continue to engage with your clients, and I really love interacting with them on social media because I get really excited and makes me even more enthusiastic about running my own business. And so the favorite part about owning my own business is by far the satisfaction of seeing my clients happy and confident. They tell me that their favorite pieces in their wardrobe are from Prix, and I mean, that's such a compliment to me because I handpick everything and everything has unique style, and yet they're not that expensive. So I find it surprising that clients value the items that they get here so much. And I have a little story for you that 2 clients of mine, they did not even know each other, and they had me on Snapchat. Prix is also on Snapchat, and they sent me snaps of each other. So when I first got it, I was confused, but then they told me that they were out at a bar and they just started chatting, and one girl said, "I really like your top," and the other girl says, "Wow, your necklace is awesome." And then they both simultaneously say, "Oh, it's this woman that I know. She owns her own business. It's called Prix." And that's when they realized they both loved items from my store, which blew my mind because it was having brand awareness in the general public. I mean, that stuff happens with H&M or Aldo, but to be a small business and have clients pick out the specific parts of their wardrobe that are from Prix was so gratifying. And the power accessory I wear, I think you can guess from what I'm wearing now, and I call it lipstick. So I have maybe 25 or 30 shades, so whatever mood I'm in, whatever season it is, I love it because I have such fair skin. It adds a pop of color to my face, and I think it draws the attention to the mouth, so people value your words more because they're paying attention to what's coming out. And it's really easy to pull yourself together. I mean, some days I don't wear makeup at all. I put lipstick on and then I go. So it makes your skin and your face look put together when you're running out the door. And the final advice that I would have for people that are interested in a similar business or some kind of entrepreneurial venture would definitely be follow your passions and what you're good at. It won't feel fun if you're not totally in it. If you're in it to just make money, I mean, great. A lot of businesses do that, but you work hard. There are times where you're, as I said, with the work-life balance, you kind of give and take in different parts. And if you're not fully invested, it's going to feel like work a lot of the time. And, you know, most times it's fun. The small little things like accounting, to me, those are kind of the mundane tasks that I have to do to run my business. But I know that overall I get to do tasks I love doing, and you need to have the passion in there as well. Don't forget to go out to the field and talk to people that would be your potential clients and see what they want. A lot of the time we think we know what other people want because we see the world a certain way, but when I took Laurier Launchpad, they made us go in the field every week and question people. What do you actually want, or how do you perceive this, or how do you think this range of pricing is? And you get to find out what people actually want and refine your business technique to be most appropriate to your clientele, because then it makes it a lot easier for them to adapt to what you're doing. And your business is always going to change. The market always changes. So don't be afraid to follow it as you go and pivot as well. it's best if you can even be ahead of the game. So, I mean, pay attention to what people are telling you and kind of see, is there a problem or is there a gap that's not being filled? So I hope that this has been really helpful, and if you have any more questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you so much. Have a good night.